It's Sunday here where I'm at my YouTube family and friends. I hope all is well where you are. Happy Sunday, everybody. Happy Sunday, happy Sunday. Miss Bev in the kitchen, not the Blessing Soup kitchen, but I am here in New England. It's a beautiful day outside, guys. So beautiful. Um, so I'm just in the kitchen today. Yesterday I did the juice. I did um, honestly didn't enjoy too much. And it was only because of the grapes. The skin, some of the skin was left in, so you couldn't get a nice drink without something in your mouth to chew. So I honestly didn't enjoy it. It was tasty, not too sweet because I use the plain water to help to get it to liquefy it, but it tastes really good. But I couldn't stand the texture in my mouth at all. Um, so the next time, which I really don't love grapes like that, the next time I'll just stick to my fruits that you could peel and just enjoy the pulp, right? But it's okay. It has been a minute. And usually I did the frozen fruits. I do have frozen fruit, strawberries and blueberries and stuff in the freezer, and I think I have some in the freezer outside there. But I just wanted to use up those grapes yesterday because I didn't want to throw them out. Today I'm just cooking dinner, and I just wanted to invite you in the kitchen with me today. All right, I'm boiling water. I like to have boiled water set on the side when I'm cooking, just in case I need a little water to be added to something, then it's already ready. Today I'm going to be cooking, they call it pigeon peas here, but in Jamaica we call it gungo. And this is the grains that we use mostly at Christmas time. But this is a good, it makes good soup with your piece of a little yellow yam and a couple full loops or the long dumplings in it. But I'm going to use this today to do my rice. Makes nice rice and peas. So I'm going to just pour some so I can wash it. Always wash your peas. Remember they're coming out of the ground. Remember they do use pesticides and stuff on their foods here in order for it to yield more. Back home we have ours, you'll find the little worms in it because they're natural. But here they yield a lot more because they use the pesticides to keep away the worms and the bugs, right? So I'm going to wash this now. The water is on the stove already. So I'm going to wash this and to put it in. All right. So the pot was already here. So that will just stay there and cook. Right, just cook. And when it gets to a certain point, I will pour cold water on it because you want the pea grain to sink to the floor of the pot, to the bottom of the pot, so it can cook properly. Peas, when it's in water, dry grains, they tend to swim on the top, and so they're not gonna get cooked the way you want them to if you don't pour some water on it. I like to pour the cold water, or sometimes if you're making your rice with peas and you use milk in it, I'm going to be using this coconut milk, canned coconut milk. So I can pour this in and it will sink the pea grains. Then I add another can of water with this and just let it turn it low and let it just sit there and cook slowly. I don't like to rush cooking. Foods should be cooked in their own natural juices. We shouldn't be adding water, and then to be adding more seasoning. Once you season it, you just turn the fire low Let your rice turn the fire low to cook, to steam your rice. It shouldn't be boiling up, boiling up. Um, you know, it should just lower the fire. I put mine on zero, and it just sits there and steam nicely. You get it nice and loose. It's not stuck together like dumplings. So I will be using this to help with the rice and peas to give it flavor, and to also help in the to keep the to sink the grains. So we're gonna sink the peas grains. That means we pour some liquid on there so they could go down. Last night I seasoned up the chicken. So after I was on the phone for like 4 hours with my son and my grandson, I did come in here at 12:30 and I seasoned up this whole chicken from BJ's. I took all the skin off, not all, the wings has skin, but everywhere else the skin is gone. And I seasoned it up overnight, and now I'm going to put it in the bake pan. Usually I put foil in here so that when, a lot of times, a lot of my baking dishes, because we don't cover the surface here, when you're going to take the meat out, if you don't need that whole piece and you cut, then my pans have cut marks in them and all of that. Sometimes the chicken gets a little, the bottom, the gravy might dry out and it gets, so most of my pans, you see that they're well used. And I do have the other one with the cover, but I want to put it in this today. Oops. If you could really look closely, you can see exactly what I'm saying. Like, there are marks in this already. There are marks in there, like cut marks, right? You could see them. And I was trying to get away from it. But they're there, because this is not a new pan. Might look new, guys, but it's not. So, okay, so I seasoned the chicken, and usually some people pour oil in the pan. But what I do, I pour a little olive oil over the chicken in here, and so that as it cooks, it already has a little, thing on it, so that they get nice and brown before we add anything else. I think I want to add some jerk to this today, like in the gravy, in the cook down process. I think I want to add that, but I don't know yet. So it has a little oil on it. So now when they cook, I'm not pouring oil in the pan, but they won't get so, they will have a nicer brown to them once they come out of the pan. So they could bake nicely. Yep, so it's a brand new day, guys. I am always thankful. I always find things to be thankful for. I was on the phone with my son and my grandson telling me, "Grandma, I finished my math." And I was telling him, "I'm so proud of you." And just had a good time, because family is important, people. Regardless of how much you have or what you have or don't have, family is important, all right? So make that quality time for them. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just make that time for them. Enjoy their company. Create fond memories. Because it's priceless. All right, so didn't expect to be in the kitchen, but I'm in here. So just hang out with me for a moment. Nothing fancy or expensive at all. No rings on my fingers, no Q-tips on my nails. When I'm digging into food for my family, I make sure that those things are gone, so that on the rings, you don't want things underneath that gets into the food, because no matter you wash your hands sometimes, little things are hanging in there. So my nails are nice and clean. I took all the nail polish off because I know I was going to get into food this morning. So already, it's just Danny and myself, and my brother will come in on tomorrow. He drives up tomorrow morning from New York, and he goes to his school. He is a teacher too. And then he comes home in the evening, so we'll have enough for our dinner again tomorrow. So the oven was already on 350 degrees, and I'm just going to put this in. And just easy cooking, no frying, no splattering, no standing around. You know, I'm going to get some schoolwork done. Try to get some, they did their state test, and now it's kind of just easy going. On Friday, I did an art and craft project with them, with some of them, and it went so well. And I always say this, that you have some kids who come to school and they fight sitting in the classroom and learning. And we have to understand that. A lot of times it's not that they want to be disrespectful and don't want to learn, but it's the fact that they cannot manage the work. Because they cannot manage the work, they fight, they put up resistance, they try to leave the classroom so that they try to get away from the things. They don't want to be embarrassed that you call on them and they don't know. And so I encourage you parents to just help them at home with the basics. Just like you're able to add numbers, you can go and buy things from money and get your change and count your change. You can do that with them at home. Remember that we as teachers, there's so much we can go back to get done. The district offices, they buy the curriculums, they buy the textbooks. They want us to be using the textbooks. They want us to be teaching grade level work. And so we'd want to go back and do basic stuff, which is what I would have wanted to do for my kids. But then the year is going to come and the things that they needed to get ready for the 7th grade and beyond, they don't have it. So it's a catch-22, and that's why you come in, parents. You come in. You can teach them what you know. You can teach them the arithmetic you know. If they know basic arithmetic, addition, subtraction, division, multiplication, we can continue teaching them. Like right now I'm teaching them areas of parallelograms and triangles, and I talked to them about, I connected them to going to the doctor's office, and the nurse is taking their measurements. And I'm saying to them, what is the first thing they tell you when they tell you they're going to see how tall you have grown? Stand up straight. Great. So now as you think of taking your measurement, I want you to connect it to finding the areas of triangles and parallelograms. You cannot find the height of anything on a slant. It has to be straight. So some of them catch on real quickly, and some of them still will come up. You put measurements on all the sides of the parallelogram, and you draw the broken line inside and put the height, the measurement for the height in it, and they're still. And I said, were you focusing? And then you look in their books, they didn't take any notes. They're not doing the blank book. So some of these things, it's just their lack of focusing and just following through, being patient and following through. But some of it they just don't know. For the area of the triangles on Thursday, I taught that it's half the base times the height, or base times height, divide by 2. Either way you put it, you're going to divide by 2. I broke it down for them to say, listen, if you have a base of 8 and a height of 7 feet, you can have 8 and then multiply it by 7, then you don't have to divide again because you already divided the 8. That's easy. Instead of multiplying the 2 and then you have a bigger number to divide by 2. So I'm giving them strategies, I'm giving them different ways, but it's like pulling teeth, And so, but you still don't give up. You still give them the chance to hopefully get it at some point. But what you notice is that the project I did the Arts and Crafts project for Fun Friday. So there were 3 different stations, and I had the kids who signed up for Arts and Crafts. I ordered the things, had the glue, had the things ready, and they came in, and the kids who struggle in the class, you should see the project they did. They were so precise. They've listened and followed directions. This is something that they love, and they were so happy. Can we take it home? Can we take it home? And I said, yes, you can take them home. So that was a good, proud moment for me. Um, the kids I had, they did not have the permission slip signed that you could take the picture, so I didn't take a picture of them working. But it made me feel good because they felt like they accomplished so much, and they felt good also. So it's Sunday, guys. As you're home with your children or your grandchildren or any wards of yours or whoever you are guardian of or you have connection with, please remember that what you know, it doesn't change. Research based this and all of this garbage, but at the end of the day, we right back to where we started. Because no matter how many ways they tell you 16 times 24, at the end of the day, it works out the same way we know it. Multiply the 10 side first with the 2 at the top. Put a 0 for the placeholder, then multiply by the 2. So even if they come up now and says, well, distributed, so you multiply the 16 times 4, and then you're going to multiply the 16 times 20, and then add it together. The same concept. Nothing is different. But so show them how you know to do it. Show them how to divide numbers by drawing the amount of circles. If you have $16 to share for 4 people, it's 4 people. So for the divisor, draw the amount that represents the divisor. Draw your circles or your rectangles. And tell them they have X amount of dollars to share for those 4. Put $1 in each circle until the money runs out. And that, then count the amount, and that is how much each of the people will get. If they put enough and then you have something left where all the circles will not get one, tell them that's the leftover. If it's not enough to go into all of those circles, then keep that. Count what's in the circle, and that's how much each person will get, and you'll have a remaining amount of whatever it is. You can do it, guys. You don't have to be rocket scientists. You don't have to have degrees to teach the kids these basic skills. Teach them how to subtract. They have $15. Draw your little circles, draw your little sticks to show them $15. And they gave their brother $7. Cross out the 7 that they gave away and ask them to count what's left so they know that 15 minus 7 leaves this amount. It's not hard. You're cooking and you can have it set up and they're doing it while you're cooking. For their timetables, have them, they can learn to create their own timetable charts. Or you can give them something that's already there and have them go over it. Don't tell them like 2 times they go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Don't do that. Because they know 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. But when you say to them, what is 2 times 6? They stand and they look at you as if you're talking gibberish to them. But if you say, let them study their timetables, 2 ones 2. 2 into 2 goes 1 time. You're multiplying and you're dividing. Because those 2 operations are buddies. 2 is 4. 2 into 4 goes 2 times. 2, 3, 6. I don't care how old they are. Don't tell them, oh, it's kindergarten stuff. If they didn't get it in kindergarten, then you have to use the kindergarten way to teach it to them now. So while you're cooking, let them come in and recite it for you. Timetables must be memorized. Let them recite for you guys. And if they make a mistake, then you tell them, look at it again. Look at it. Say it again. And now start over. And if you will help them to create that friendliness with their work, believe me, you're going to have them turn out better. I just want the kids to learn mathematics, arithmetic. I don't care about the conceptualizations of the math right now. I feel that not every child wants to become an athlete, a mathlete. Not every child is going to branch out into math, into areas where math is dominant. Some children don't want to go that far. But every child aspires to a decent job, a job of whatever it is. And they should be able to at least know, if I work for 30 hours this week and they're paying me $17 an hour, then this is how much I'm able to get. And if they're taking off 6% for taxes, I should be able to calculate that. Every child deserves that. And so I'm asking you to help me help them. We're getting a few more weeks for school, maybe 3, or maybe about 3 or 4 weeks left for school. And then it's summer. If you're not practicing these things with them, they come back to school and everything disappeared. So don't just be glad to give them a tablet or give them, they have the phone and you top it up and you have them play games, burning out their eyeballs, just burning it out and not replenishing the brain that holds all things that they learn. A lot of them are so good with the cussing because that's what you do well at home. So cut it out, guys. Give your children an opportunity for greatness. Give them, because they have greatness in them, They have it. So give them an opportunity to expound at it and make it suffice them through life. Let them have something to give back to their children. And I was watching tennis this morning where they had the Madrid Open, and I was watching the ladies' final was yesterday, and they were replaying it, so I was just loafing out in the room because I said today I was fasting until 4 o'clock or so, and then because I go to work and I try to because I walk home and I try to put in these little things to support me on my weight loss journey. Because as I said, I remember a couple of years ago when it was hard for me. Walking was like, because I was kind of just in myself, a little down and out, like COVID came, we all were confused. My kids are out there, it was just hard. I lost an aunt during COVID. It was hard. And so with the surgery on my knee and just going through the COVID motions and lack of movement and the weight is getting more and, and we didn't know what to do, how to do, what we need to do. You stay inside, stay inside. And I never thought then that I could utilize my hallway, because it's a long enough hallway, or even scramble down in the basement at the time and walk back and forth, because downstairs it's a ranch house. So downstairs is as big as upstairs. And so I never thought of it. I was just here and thank God for YouTube. Started watching Maurice Kingpin, watching Fiery driving around Jamaica, and then I got connected to one of those channels, and we started working with the channel, helping it to start reaching out and doing things, giving ideas, and just working together and getting a lot done, donating a lot to that channel, and as we go forth. And then I had my own little channel, but that's where it started growing. So I think last month I celebrated my 2nd birthday or 3rd birthday, something, I don't know. But that's what it is, guys. But as I thought this morning, I'm sitting there watching tennis, and I thought about it. I said, I also, as I talked about children, this is Children's Month actually, and I will be posting a little something with some thoughts, some little tips that you can do with your children, or say to your children, remember how to hug them because they need love. Little ideas that the Jamaica Ministry of Jamaica, I think that's where my friend gets them from, and she sends them to me, and I said, this is something good to share. So I know you're doing what you can have to do out there, but a little bit more helps, because a lot of things I didn't know when I was raising my kids until I started my teaching career, my learning in college, in about teaching, how to teach and what was expected, and looking at children as they developed. And that's when I start connecting to my twin daughters. And then my son came along, and just watching them, that rough and tumble play is natural, it's normal. That kids getting social, it's normal. It's a normal part of development. And so I look at my children and just watch them evolve. And as I'm connecting to the person who did the research and help us to understand. But then today I'm looking and I'm saying, for single mothers or single fathers, there's no shame in raising your children alone. There's no shame in raising your children alone. And when I said alone, I mean you don't have to pick up this stepfather, and all this chaos in your homes. A lot of times, bad relationships are created because children take it personal. When mom is spending so much time with the new boyfriend and his children and neglects them, you know, give your energy to your children. You have one, just do what you have to do. Go to work, make sure you're present in that one child's life. Our children didn't ask us to come in this world. It means that they should not be left unhappy, despondent, going through the kind of changes that we're pushing them through because we're not giving them the attention they need at home. We're not having conversations with them. We go out, we come in, we're so tired. If this man is demanding so much from you, you can't be present for your own children. And when you lose them, and they walk away angrily. So believe me, man, it's okay to raise them by yourself because they're growing up. And after they grow up and they can manage for themselves. And who wants to go get a trade, they go get the trade. Who wants to go into college, they go to college. And you're still going to be their support. It doesn't matter who comes into your life. You say to them, listen, you're coming in, and I appreciate you and I love you for whatever love means to you. But my children, they come first. Let them know that from day one, so they don't come in with unrealistic expectations. Let them know that you expect them to come in and help you to parent them, not to abuse them. Not to molest them, not to talk down to them, not to no form of abuse. You don't want that. But a lot of times you don't know until it happens. So because of those surprises, please, I'm begging you, make not one sacrifice for your child or your children. Raise them by yourself. Reach out to family members that you can trust. And if it's gonna bring talking like, well, you have them from who to tell if you have them, if you couldn't take care of them. It's okay. Don't give up on your children. You work and you sacrifice and be there for your children. If you have one finger banana, cut it up and all out to eat it. Boil it in enough salt so you drink water after that. But don't sacrifice your children's mental stabilities because you need a man, or you men, or you need a woman. You can make it work by yourself. You don't need to drive a car. You can sacrifice and get it done. And I'm telling you, in the end, your child will rise up and call you blessed. Your child will rise up and thank you when they're able to function in society in a normal way without the anger and the wanting to hurt themselves and the hatred and all of those bitter things. Because they do remember. And you cannot push them aside and say, oh, me have to live my life. You have no life to live when you went out there and go have those children. So make the sacrifice for them, guys. A lot of you, after you turn your back on your kids, and then when the afterclaps come, when these days come and you can't manage, at the same period of them you reach out to and expect them to come take up your problems when it wasn't there for them. And because the children, they grow up and them saying, they do it, but don't think that they do it because it's a blessing. They just do it because. So give them a chance, man. Stop bringing in all sorts of foreign matter into your kids' life and creating this topsy-turvy and this kind of madness. It's a lot of nonsense that we think we can't survive or we can't go on without somebody, And all it is our own selfishness. You want fancy bag, you want look good, you want get hair done, you want eyebrow or whatever it is for paint on and for permanent, and you want lace front wig, and you want this garbage that is nothing, it's material vanity of vanities. Because when you take all of that off, you still look the same. So if you did ugly before, then you're still going to be ugly. But what's ugly? Ugly is not the color of your skin or the coarseness of your hair. Ugly is not the shape of your face or how big your nose is or how big your eyes are. Because beauty comes from within. Beauty comes from within. And so I beg you this day, this Sunday, I think today is May 7th, that guys, you have the children. They're beautiful gifts from God. Treasure them as if they're a gift. Help them, guide them, protect them. Give them a chance. Give them that chance. Give them a chance. And get rid of your selfishness. Give them that chance. And believe me, some will remember, and some might forget, but it's okay. I have 3. I remember when I was told, oh, they're going to grow up and don't remember you, stay there, take your money, spend upon them, or buy whatever. But it didn't happen. They surprised all who was looking for them. Oh, they're born the same month you're born, a day before your birth. 2 bull can rain in a pen. And you hear all of these stories. Because they were so sure my kids were going to come up and beat me because I was putting so much into them. I took them to Jamaica to get support because it was hard to raise them by myself. It was hard. But you go home and you see you're paying money to have people who, and the same people are just taking the money, and when you look, you say, whoa. And you take them up again, and you come up again, and you try to work. You get somebody in the house to stay with them, and you just push through. You just sacrifice and push through. But today when they say, thank you, mommy, it's a good thing. It's years now they're saying, thank you, mommy. Yesterday when I talked to my daughter, even though I saw them Friday, and when I see how long we talked on the phone, we like they don't get tired of me. Because I'm long-winded. But I never get tired of mommy. And last night I was sitting at the thing by 9 o'clock or 9:30, and my son called. And we were talking till 12:20. 12:20. What blessing is that? That's so much more than money can ever buy. So when people look, don't worry about what you look like and how much weight you have on, and you worry about the care that people care about you. My children, I'm grateful with all the weight that I have. They never turn up their nose and say, mommy, what's wrong with you? Mommy, no, we can't go with you, mommy, because you're too fat. Oh, mommy. Never. They embrace me, they include me. The other day when Jody, she just said, mommy, your ticket is bought, we're going to Jamaica. She wasn't ashamed to walk with me. She was so happy. She said, mommy, I watch you just walking through the airport, just walking. And it gives them pleasure, it gives them joy. Do the same for your kids, guys. Sacrifice for them. Sacrifice for them. Sacrifice for them. I'm telling you, the blessings, if you know how to appreciate blessings, it's not about Michael Kors, because I don't use those things. It's not about Gucci. I don't use those. I don't need those to validate who I am. I am a simple soul. Simple soul. But I'm grateful to God that I did make the sacrifices for where my children are concerned. I'm grateful to God that they turned out, 2 of them, they finished their college. My son, as I said, he didn't finish college, but he's making more than I am making as a teacher for 28 years. And the other 2 are right there, like maybe 5,000 below me. So who could it be but God? If I didn't sacrifice and sit in there with them, and when they were in college, sending their boxes, sending this, they want to move off campus, I say, okay, and I'm paying my bills here, but I'm still making sure they're okay. Do you think they would be able to thank me today? If they dropped out of school to come work in the supermarket to maintain lace, wig, and them foolishness, what do you think would have happened today? You always teach your kids what's important. What's important, their education, the way they socialize with people, and respecting themselves so they can respect others. That's it. Respect hard work. Go out there, make anything you do precede you. You let when you're finished that what you did, when people look at it, they are pleased. You hear me? So teach them those kind of qualities, guys, and watch them blossom and bloom. Watch them blossom and bloom. And you do what you have to do. So if they even give you bread, it's not because you didn't have bread, but because they wanted to share their blessings with you. Got it? Much love to you guys. Enjoy yourself, your day. Dinner's not going to be ready right now, but I'll see if I share a simple picture of it with you when it's over and done. Because I have to cut up the pepper, the onion, the tomatoes, and all of that to garnish, to help with the chicken, or to make a dressing, a sauce on the side to enjoy the chicken. So I'll include a picture later on, but right now, enjoy this video, people. If you can be good, be careful about what good and do good. Don't forget the soup kitchen. It still didn't reach out to somebody this morning and not even reach out back to me. But we are hopeful that this week somebody will be available to put up the little kitchen. It's not much, but we know that what's going on now in Jamaica is that people who can afford to build big houses, the little man them, the construction people them, that's all them gravitating to them. Now remember the little people them, who, when not now go on, and them make sure them still put pot pan and fire. But nowadays, nope. Once a big house, them a go up, them how much story house with how much bedroom and how much bathroom. The people with the small projects get fried. They have no one to come in and help them. Sad. Sad, very sad. But God will provide. We hope He'll provide somebody this week. So guys, that's it. Some gungo peas with rice for dinner tonight. Some baked chicken, not fried, but baked chicken. And as I told you before, my daughters did bring me lettuce, cucumber, tomatoes, peppers, and big onions, the purple onions. So I'll be making a small salad, something to go to work tomorrow, some for dinner today. Much love to you guys. This is Miss Bev from Miss Bev's Production in the kitchen. Happy Sunday, everybody. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Be blessed.